but yeah, just messing around with stuff like that is kind of hard. And I think it'll be a little bit easier once we start doing this a little more, maybe. Um, but yeah, I've tried to just stream Rocket League from my PC, and I couldn't figure it out.
That's weird. You'd think Switch would be more user friendly, but it's not.
Yeah, that and like I've been on night shift for the last 6 nights, so I haven't really had a whole lot of time to mess with it. Um, so yeah, that's been a little rough, but I did get like, I got a new camera, got a new nice pretty keyboard.
Let's see that keyboard. Nice. All right, all right, all right.
So slowly getting there.
Rodney, tell us about retired life, man.
Well, I'm right at the finish line, man. So I'm not there totally yet. Well, I could say I'm there. Shit, it's been 24 years, dude. So um I don't know, man. You get all those emotions all together. Relief, a little bit of nervousness, satisfaction, um all those things, all those emotions just keep they bottle up in you, and then sometimes you're just elated. Like I'll be walking down the street, walking the dog, and all of a sudden, like, damn, it'll hit you like a ton of bricks. I'm retiring. Well, to retiring from the military. Are you really retiring from the workforce? Not necessarily, unless you manage to save money and do some investing, and got lucky, and managed to live comfortably, and then you could actually retire. And I've known some people that actually do that, but I'm gonna end up picking up, obviously, a job, but yeah, just that part of my life. It's been such a big part of my life. I don't really know what to think yet. It hasn't hit me yet. I don't think it will set in. It doesn't set in, honestly, till you're a month down the road, 2 months down the road, out of the military. You're not putting the uniform on, you're not putting boots on, and it starts to sink in that you're never really going to put that uniform on again. And there's been a lot of great times and a lot of highs and lows in the military, but again, it's just a great big ball of emotions right now. So
Yeah. It's insane to think you've been in 24 years. Like what was your first duty station?
first duty station was Germany. It was a big hospital. So I came in the military. Didn't really want to go to the military, honestly. I come from a military family, but my father was in the military. So I went to community college for like a year, and I said, man, I got to really get out of this. I was in a small town in the South called Sumter. So I said, I need to really get out of here. And I met my wife, and that really kind of catapulted me to enlist. And after that, I enlisted. Actually got married before I got enlisted, before I joined. So I joined, and my first duty station was Landstuhl, Germany. So
You guys really got lucky with your assignments, dude.
yeah, I mean, it depends how you look at it. Like, if you wanted to stay overseas, then I was very fortunate to live in Japan, to live in England, to live in Germany, to live in Korea. Um, so my thought process was in the military was, yeah, it is a job, it's a steady paycheck, but the travel, all the cliche things about the military, that was like the reason why I joined, was the obvious reasons of travel, 30 days
Yeah.
paid vacation, a steady life, healthcare, believe it or not, like all those things coming out of high school, all those things were very attracted to me, and I wanted to kind of keep that steady lifestyle. So I've done well. I've always thought in the back of my mind, I never said it out loud, but I always said, you know what, I'm going to retire, do 20, get a decent pension at a young age, especially
Yeah.
now, and get out and do it that way. So I've been very lucky.
That 30 days pay vacation is pretty nice, though.
Yes, it is very
Dude.
nice. Actually, so the last 3 years, I was like, I'm going to save all these days, because you could do that in the military. You could actually save you know, a lot of days up and then use them at the end. So right now I have
Yeah.
110 days. So I'm using all those 110 days because my actual date is September 1st. So I'm using all that before I get out.
Yeah. So with the pandemic, Mike, they increased the amount of leave you could have. And
What?
yeah, because of COVID. So where I was working, I wasn't on shift yet. And they were like, your wife's pregnant, just check in every now and then. So I was off for like months. And I have like 105 days of leave right now that I have. Yeah, I have to use like 40 of them by October. So that, yeah, I was gonna ask you, Rodney, like how much leave you racked up during the pandemic, man, because
Yeah,
it's
well,
insane.
yeah, the thing about the military, well, I guess any job is you're still earning days while you're taking when you're taking leave. So you're taking
Yeah,
30 days of leave, but you're earning 2.5 days while you're taking days. So that also adds up too, you know.
yeah,
So
That's so weird. I don't know that when I came when my family came out to see you, Rodney, in Germany, that was the longest vacation I've as an adult I've ever had.
yeah, yeah,
Which
we're
is
Or-
spoiled in
depressing
it.
as
Yeah,
hell.
we're
yeah,
spoiled in the military. Like you, for civilians get 10 days. Like
Well,
we're
I
like
mean,
freaking out, man. Like, oh,
yeah,
2 weeks.
yeah, but and the thing is too, if the culture of it's crappy because man, if you took 2 weeks, people are gonna be like, what a slacker.
Yeah,
You
like
gave
why you
it to
taking
me.
2 weeks? Yeah, yeah,
I didn't go on vacation. I can't complain though. Like I don't I have a good situation where like nobody actually ever asked me like how many days have you taken this year or you have this many days to use. Um, but I'm, kind of expected to answer my phone all the time. But when you hear about other countries though, like I think if we just walked up to Canada and got a job, we automatically get 30 days.
yeah,
yeah. I think so. Actually, I think I mean, the thing about living in other countries, the way of life and the work week is definitely a different ball game. Like you said, I mean, you could, especially if women that get pregnant get seems like months and months of
oh
leave, and
yeah,
like in
man,
Germany or in
yeah,
anywhere, like they really take care of mothers
yeah.
out there that are having babies, you
Some
know.
of those,
So
yeah, European countries I've read get like a year off. Like it's
right,
incredible.
right, they get a lot of time, man. So
And even the dads like get, a lot of time. In the military until recently, we got 10 days
yeah,
of paternity leave.
yeah,
But
I
now it's
remember
like 3 weeks.
3 weeks is nothing, man. That is just like,
Yeah, it's crazy, especially like, for example, like Sarah, she had, postpartum pretty bad. And, it's that shit's real. And it's
you
like,
mean you couldn't clear it up in 3 weeks, Raj? What the hell is wrong with you? You
yeah,
had three
it's,
whole weeks.
but that is weird.
Yeah, I think I might be. I think, if I look at it, I'd probably be, I probably, my whole situation, my mental condition is probably better for a European work setting where I get to go on really long vacations.
Yeah.
right. All right. Restaurants close at 1 o'clock. They reopen at 4. You take a little siesta in the middle of the day. You take a
Oh,
nap.
come
Open
on.
a bottle of wine. You just sit
Come
out,
on.
relax. That's the typical business owner in Europe, man. I went to a Buffalo Wild Wings with Justin, my son, and we went there really late. It was like 2:30. You'd think it'd be no one there. The thing was packed. Like who eats at 2:30? But it's just the American lifestyle, man. It's just we're up and going, man. It's just we're so busy. So
Yeah, I have people go on vacation here in the corporate world and they're like, yeah, we're gonna take a long weekend and everything. Oh, you deserve it. Take 2 days off. Oh, you deserve it. You're gonna have your cell phone though, right? I mean, maybe bring a computer if you need to email somebody. Not good. No
What
bueno.
what's your favorite country you've been to and lived at?
man, it's hard to pick a favorite. I mean, they all have their strengths and kind of weaknesses and stuff. Well, I don't say weaknesses, but just Yeah, I love Europe, just the laid back atmosphere. Like I said, everything is um it's just everything runs at a slower pace. They really enjoy food, they really enjoy beverage, they really enjoy art. They really enjoy this, just taking things in. Um so I really like that aspect. But I mean, I gotta say, man, I mean, I've been in Europe, I've been in Germany, I mean, I've been in Japan, and most people, 99% of people still want to live in the US, man. So, you know,
Yeah,
yeah, the good old USA, you really can't beat it. But um, yeah, I think Europe is pretty awesome, man. It's pretty, it's a lifestyle that's I could get used to.
yeah. I think where I'm at in my life right now, we would love to go to Germany, but like one thing that I didn't want, or one thing that I didn't like when I was in Kuwait, and then I spent that, 2 or 3 months in Germany, was like the time of American sports did not coincide with Europe time. So like, I'd be watching the Panthers game at 3 in the morning or whatever time it was. It was
Yeah,
that that was one of the things. But I think now with a family, I think it'd be awesome to just travel. I mean, you have so many countries so close, and the transportation is so easy in Europe,
yeah,
from what I hear.
yeah.
Uh,
So, so Mike, when you so tell us a little bit of what do you do exactly, if you want to go into that, just a gloss of what you
Um,
actually do.
so my title is Vice President of Operations.
Oh,
Dang, that's fancy.
It's a bit of a dramatic title for what I do from day to day. It's a bit dramatic. Um, but no, the bottom line is I'm a real estate broker. Um, so what it really means is that I am legally responsible for the agents who are operating in my office. And the
okay.
agents in my office are independent contractors, so I'm not really their boss. But I do run the office, and so really what my life is like, I take a lot of phone calls and I just handle a lot of issues as they come up, and I do a lot of training. Um, so every week we have multiple trainings. So I'll do every week I'm doing what's called a broker roundtable, where we'll get on Zoom calls, and agents in my company will log on, and we'll talk about, legal issues or contract issues, or strategy or negotiation in the housing market, which is like pretty challenging right now. Utah, the whole country is experiencing a surge in this, but Utah is especially kind of on top of that surge in a negative way. And so there's a lot going on. But basically, my lifestyle is I never really, my phone's always within, so I can hear it, and I'm expected to pick up all the time, and I do, and I'm fine with that. But that's kind of my life. So, but the perk of that is that when I go on vacation, I can really do my job at like 70%. So I can really feel like I'll go on a long weekend and not tell anybody where I'm going, and no one really cares because I'm going to pick up the phone. Or if my manager's meeting, this is actually awesome that the pandemic did this, because now if I want to stay through Monday, I just log on in the hotel or wherever I'm at and attend managers meeting, and they see I'm gone and they don't care. So it's awesome.
Yeah, flexibility, man.
Yeah, it's super flexible, which makes my lifestyle pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Nice, nice. I
Yeah.
like it.
It's not exciting or anything.
I mean, I don't
Good job.
I don't know if any of us have exciting jobs.
Yeah, well, you can't tell me what you do for a living, so that sort of has an air of excitement, Roger.
So it can be exciting, but at the same time, 90% of my workday is sitting at a computer with, I have 5 screens
Well,
with,
that's cool.
not when it's not, work related shit. It's like, but I mean, there are some cool stuff. I know, have you guys heard about the Chinese rocket body that's supposed to re-enter?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
I've heard.
I learned
I've
about it
heard
from
about
Addie. I learned about it from
Oh,
Addie.
really?
She told me.
that.
So that's kind of a big hot topic right now. It's like 9 metric tons, and it's gonna re-enter the atmosphere.
Okay.
So that could do some damage if it doesn't fall in the water.
So we're all gonna blow up pretty much, or what, man?
Well, so that's basically what I do is we are like space situational awareness. So we're always tracking, launches, stuff in space that could be hitting each other. Believe it or not, there's a lot of stuff out there. So we're aware of things that near miss. I don't know if you've seen that Air Force commercial where it's like they're in like a command center and they're like they got to maneuver like this satellite out of the way. Like it's so like Hollywoodized, but the boring aspect is just basically what we do is space situational awareness type stuff.
Yeah, that sounds incredibly boring. Yeah, like not exciting at all. Space tracking rockets, Yeah, that sounds woo.
It sounds
huge snoozer there, Raj.
It sounds awesome, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just burnt out on it. Maybe I'm just so used to it that. But
It's
I mean,
become work.
Yeah, and it's cool to see, SpaceX, doing all these launches and stuff like that. So I mean, it does definitely have some cool stuff to it.
I think everything. It doesn't matter what it is. It'd get boring.
Yeah.
If you're in the Situation Room at the White House for 10 years,
Yeah.
eventually you're like, oh, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh, submarine. Oh, okay. Nuclear warheads. Okay. Yeah, I'll be in there in a minute. I'm gonna grab a coffee. I'll be real quick.
Yeah. When's the last time they did this? Like 2 weeks ago? Yeah.
Wait, are you guys are drinking beer and I'm not drinking any beer right now. What are you drinking?
Yeah, let's do a beer check. This is Big Wave Golden Ale. So not just me could get this anywhere, but
Kona, it's good beer.
yeah.
I have a Wheezing the Juice. It's a sour
Microbrand?
ale.
Sour ale. Wow. Okay.
Roger's into some exotic beer.
Yeah, he likes to
Colorado,
dabble
man.
into the exotic stuff there. So
He likes to experiment.
it's part of being in Colorado, I think, man.
Yeah.
But
The big news here in Utah in the beer world is that we can buy most beers at the grocery store now. So
nice.
we're moving up.
Is
Yeah.
this still low content?
No, that's actually a really funny story. So Utah, 20 years ago, there was like a dozen states who had that low BA, the low alcohol content, like the 3.2, whatever it was. And then over time, states were like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore. It's stupid. Well, it got to the point where all the manufacturers were like, we're not making beer for Utah. We're not making special batches for Utah.
Yeah.
So like the two major manufacturers basically gave Utah notice and said, we're done on this date. And you're not going to have like 40% of the beers in your fridge because it's just not worth it. You're too tiny.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, we changed our laws. So now you can go buy, good beer in the grocery store. It's actually pretty cool. Like for a period of time, you saw the selection like dropping and you're like, oh my gosh, we got to go to the liquor store and buy warm beer. And it was stupid because the liquor stores are like, this small, everything with alcohol and it's crammed in there. And the selection's kind of garbage anyway. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like an adult, I'm not being treated like a kid anymore. So you can go to a grocery store and get a decent bottle of beer.
Yeah. I remember going to the liquor store with you, I don't know, a few years ago, and none of the freaking beer was cold. It's like, how the hell are you going to sell beer at a liquor store? You can't even get it cold.
You're selling it because you're the only game in
choice,
town.
man.
You got a monopoly. Yeah, it does tick me off. Like it's just like, it shouldn't, like on my state, I can drive 2.5 hours to a little border town to gamble, and they put a Lee's liquor store there, and it's just like it's magical when you go in. You just get to pretend like you're an adult, and because you live in Utah and they oppress you, you feel like you're committing a crime by buying the alcohol there.
Bringing it back
It's
across the
cold,
board.
right?
Colorado actually had that. If you're buying beer at a grocery store or a gas station, it was the low content. But they changed, but that just meant there was a liquor store in every freaking corner in Colorado Springs. But they just changed that since I've lived here. So now you can get it at a grocery store at the same alcohol content.
Yeah, and I think Utah, in retaliation to that, I mean, I don't know if it's really in retaliation to that, but right around the same time they passed a new law for DUIs. They put the DUI limit at like 0.05 now. A lot of people are super stressed out. They're like, oh my gosh, I could just go have a couple beers with dinner and come home. And so a lot of my friends are buying like the real fancy breathalyzers. I even bought one, even though I heard it's fun to use and see what your blood alcohol content is. I use it. It's a good tool. Shouldn't need it, but at 0.05, everybody's paranoid that they're gonna.
Yeah, that's like
It's one drink, man, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on your weight and all that.
Yeah, if you're a female and you have a couple drinks, you should be worried about it.
Oh yeah, like this beer is 7%, so that could be it right there for me. 7% pint.
I've almost exclusively gone to whiskey and bourbon.
Awesome. I was drinking a lot of wine lately. I quit a little bit. I mean, I just slowed down, but a few months there, I was drinking a whole bunch of wine. But
Yeah, I went on a wine kick too for a while. But
You do feel fancy when you're drinking wine, like a little more upscale.
yeah, I mean,
You
nothing.
really do.
$20 bottle wines or nothing crazy, but
man, you're getting the fancy ones at 20.
Hey, so I think it should be everybody's goal who's even a casual sports fan to go to a game, watch an NFL game in Las Vegas this year.
dude, that'd be awesome, man. They're starting games up this year.
I think so. I have friends who have season tickets to the Raiders, and they're anticipating going to Raiders games this year. That stadium is
I
unbelievable.
bet you that stadium is freaking badass, man.
It is the coolest. I mean, of all the cool things to look at in Vegas that are kind of awe-inspiring, that's the new coolest thing to look at in Vegas. I mean, and I would say any stadium for any sport I've ever seen is not nearly as cool as this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to light up at night too. It's got to fit in with the cityscape and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's definitely going to stick out. It's like a black glass spaceship with cool lights. And
Dude, it looks like a giant Roomba.
oh, it's so cool when you drive by.
bet you
Like,
they
you're
got-
just like, what the hell is going on?
They probably
Yeah,
got casinos in there or something.
No.
Restaurants.
No.
No?
They I've heard, I haven't read, but I've heard that the NFL was very strict about any kind of gambling on site so you can't do any sort of gambling on the premises at all.
But they probably got a strip club in there.
Now, that's a different subject. You could probably walk 5 minutes to like a half a dozen strip clubs where it's at.
Yeah.
So it looks like they play. Let me go back here. So they play obviously the AFC West. They play Baltimore. That could be a good game.
So these aren't in order. They're just a list of the teams they're playing.
Yeah,
Or
because I think the
They're
schedule
in
comes
order,
out.
but maybe don't have times and dates.
Well, the schedule doesn't come out till the 12th, I think. But yeah, these will be all their home games. These here. I mean, that Baltimore game could be good. Or even if seeing the Chiefs play there, that would be Agreed.
Yeah.
That's
that'd
going to
be-
be a hot ticket, that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the tickets to the stadium are always going to be in demand and really expensive. Because
Is
it's
that your
just
new
like,
team now, Mike? Since
no,
Utah-
like I just think that it's going to be a hot ticket because it's like, it's not just a game. Like you're going to Vegas, so it's like you're going
Yeah.
to squeeze the game in, and you're going to have an amazing weekend in Vegas. And
yeah. I mean, that's
mean,
the
it's-
ultimate guys bachelor party, ultimate guys trip, man. You got gambling there, you got football. I mean, it's gonna be freaking insane, man.
Yeah. Man, look at this thing.
dude, it's so cool. It's so damn cool. So my friends,
Did you see this?
I know probably a half a dozen people who have season tickets. So in order to,
Big
Well,
ballers,
first off,
man. Season tickets. Big ballers, man. It's season tickets.
I mean, if you got to remember though, there's only 8 games.
Yeah.
You know,
Well-
so even if you buy a pair of tickets and they're a couple $100 a ticket and it's $400 a game, $3,200. I mean, if you're like, for a season pass for my family to a ski resort is $3,000.
Yeah, I
Um,
think once you buy the seat license, because it's probably PSLs, because I looked into it when I lived in Charlotte, is you, depending on where the seat is at, it's like $2,000 to $50,000. And then after you pay that, you just buy the tickets for the year, every year.
My friends told me I have one friend who middle upper income, I would say. They bought 2 tickets in the end zone, 14 rows up, so those are decent seats. And I think but this was 3 years ago, and the license for each seat was like $7,500.
Okay.
And then I have another set of friends who is definitely upper income, and I think theirs was 10 to 12,000 per.
Yeah. So,
But you know
even-
what? They think that this can, if they want it to be, can be at a minimum a money making thing to resell these tickets.
Yeah, and a lot of people do that because you can't. It's almost, unless you have a lot of money and time, it's almost impossible to go to 8 home games. I mean, it's a lot of work. And even those, I think those tickets we got to the Cardinals game, I think those were like $80 a piece.
Dude, that's a deal.
Yeah,
Honestly,
dude.
for
Dude,
sports
those-
tickets now, that's cheap.
Yeah, dude, those seats we're at like the close to the 50-yard line.
Bet you that
Those were good
stadium
tickets.
pretty good too. It's fairly new, right?
Dude, that stadium is awesome, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet.
Dude, that was an all around amazing time, except for the part where Roger lost his family heirloom.
Yeah,
That was-
and which is why I have this one now.
That was a tragedy. It was a tragedy. You were gonna pass that on to your kids.
They I couldn't take my vape in, so I had to hide it in
Really?
a bush. Yeah,
So you can take
And-
cigarettes in, but you can't take a vape in.
yeah. I was like, they're like, yeah, you're basically right. And I was like, so I hid it in a bush, and it wasn't there when I came for it.
You know what was funny though? Well, Roger had a few beverages when we came
I
out,
did.
but I think what happened was, like, I don't know, a few dozen people had the exact same idea in the exact same bush, and they have it the same time every single game. So whenever it happens, I think the security just walks over to that corner in that bush and like starts grabbing all the vapes out.
That's funny.
Yeah, man. I wish they were playing. I wish the Lions were playing there.
Yeah.
Because we definitely need to check out a Lions or actually, man, we could even check out tickets at Tampa. Freaking Tom
That's a-
Brady, dude.
Dude, that that's a nice stadium too. I mean, right outside that stadium, there's clubs, man. It's touristy, and that'd be a great time too, man.
Are you within driving distance to Tampa Bay? I don't know anything about Florida.
It's 6 hours.
Mm,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of. We'd have to
And
like fly
obviously,
into Tampa.
you'd have to get a hotel there and stuff, but the drive is not bad, really. You guys fly in here. If you ever do this, you guys fly here. We'll get a car. We'll drive all three of us to Tampa. Well, no, I'll just meet you in Tampa. Shit, that's all. That should work, right?
yep.
Hit
well-
Tampa for a few days to get the beach, man. Football beach, dude.
I will say that tickets would probably be cheaper at the Raiders.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, dude.
Dude, listen, all I'm saying is that is the Raiders concept for football, like, and who's buying those tickets. I think it's a whole new ball game down there. Like, it's not the same.
Well,
I think they're going to be expensive.
Yeah.
they might be, but I guarantee that stadium seats like 80,000 people.
Yeah, it will be big.
Tampa,
Well,
Tampa
and not to
might
mention,
seat.
like nobody I know who has tickets is a Raiders fan. None of them.
Yeah, that's true too.
And they just spent thousands of dollars to have Raiders tickets.
Yeah, every
And
year,
plus-
man, we should definitely try to hit a game somewhere. We got to make a list. I think the
Ooh.
Raiders might be the first one we try to hit up.
Well, the only reason for the Raiders is because of Vegas. That's
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Like, I don't care if I ever see the Raiders, but like I'm with you. Like, a destination or a team is important, right? So it would be cool to see the Lions. I don't necessarily care if I go to Detroit, but fine. But Tampa Bay would be awesome. New city.
Yeah.
Roger, you would love to go home and see Charlotte.
I mean, I've been to that to
Atlanta's
games
closer to me, actually. Atlanta's like 4 hours. We got Jacksonville, we got Atlanta, we got Tampa Bay, New Orleans.
You know what we do?
3 hours.
You know what we do? We try to cross-check the data between Humphreys McGee concerts and football games.
yeah, that would work too. That would be-
Cross-reference that data. Maybe with your NASA security clearance, Roger, you could do some hacking and figure that out for us.
Or even Denver, man. Mile High Stadium is supposed to be awesome, dude.
You haven't been to a game yet in Denver, man?
No.
Dude, I went to a game in Denver when I was a kid, and it was like it was in the heyday of like Refrigerator Perry and all those guys, and my dad. It just happened that Denver was playing Chicago, and it was all those guys, and we were. The only things I really remember were being really high in the stadium and just absolutely freezing my butt off. Like, it was
Yeah.
so unbelievably cold. And I
Yeah.
remember I went back and looked at the schedules, so I was able to pinpoint the game. And John Elway played, and all those legend guys played, but I couldn't really see him. I was a kid too. But that's the only
Nice.
that game, and the one I went to with Roger is the only NFL games I've been to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers signs with Denver, those tickets are gonna go sky high, man. So
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, that's true too.
Denver's cool, but I'm like, if I could pick of all the cities to go to a football game in,
Yeah,
Make
I would
it
rather.
somewhere
Yeah,
kinda
I'd rather
new.
go to.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to Vegas or anywhere in Florida.
yeah, Vegas, Tampa Bay would be awesome.
And to be honest, the last stadium I would probably want to. Well, that's not true, but going to Charlotte isn't in my priority because I've been there so many times. Unless it was like the NFC Championship game, then I would spend thousands of dollars to go.
yeah.
Um, so are you happy with the draft for the Lions, Rodney?
Yeah, I think they're building from the trenches. That's what I've been reading a lot, building from the ground up, which is good. I think they're trying to set a different philosophy there, trying to set a different tone there.
What,
And
dude? What'd
I
you
like-
think of?
What's that?
What'd you think of that interview with Dan Campbell, man?
I loved it, man. I mean, Dan, he's gonna. I mean, I say this every year with every damn coach, but man, I feel different with Dan Campbell, man. I just do. I think he. See, Matt Patricia, I don't think he enjoyed the game. I don't. He just did. He looked miserable 100% of the time in interviews on the sidelines. Like I mean, with Dan Campbell, he looks like he really enjoys the game too, and he
Yeah,
enjoys being a teacher. So I think he's just trying to set the tone, and and obviously you can't bite kneecaps off. He knows that. People are taking that literally, but no, I think I'm excited, man. I'm really excited.
me too.
I think golf got a chip on his shoulder, man, too, and I think he's gonna. I mean, he went to the Super Bowl, man. Granted, uh, but I'm excited, man. I think we're kind of underselling golf. I think.
Do
I
you,
think
do
he's
you do you get on Reddit often?
not. I haven't been lately, but yeah, I do.
So when that happened, a lot of Rams fans were coming into the Lions subreddit, and what they were saying about Goff was just it just sounded awesome. They were like, he never gives up. He wants to be as like you guys got a freaking steal. Like they were very happy to have Stafford, but they like the majority of people that like would go into that sub praised him a lot. So
Yeah.
hearing that from like diehard Rams fans that that are on Reddit that talk Rams football all the time, coming into that subreddit and just talking about things like that, I got pretty excited about it real quick.
Yeah, I'm
So
excited, man. I really am. We'll see if Aaron Rodgers is out of the division. So hopefully, but
yeah,
Is Aaron Rodgers a crybaby?
I don't know, man. He's so
I don't
weird,
know.
dude.
He's just I don't know. He's from California. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. It's just he's kind of just
Like he doesn't talk to
no.
his family, like they're like estranged or whatever the term is. Like,
I'm sympathetic to that, though.
see, and no, I totally understand because at first I was like, man, there's got to be something wrong with him. But it was like, I don't know, maybe he's just a normal dude, and his family sucks. Like I didn't want to judge him for that, but
People get on him for his I mean the way he talks to the press a little bit, maybe a little bit of condescending the way he talks. People are pissed at him because he's always dating these hot damn girls. I don't know, man.
I mean, I hate him,
Yeah,
but I'm a Lions fan, so
yeah. But
Yeah, I think it's and I'm not paying very close attention, but I do get the impression he could be kind of a prima donna. But I also get the impression that a lot of people just don't like him because he's a superstar, good-looking athlete.
yeah. I mean, if he was a Lions quarterback, I'd probably absolutely love him.
I mean, there's a lot of people who hate Tom Brady.
he sat 3 years behind Favre, didn't he? Like he sat like a long time. He didn't complain too much back then. But back then quarterbacks were expected to kind of sit 2 to 3 years. Now a lot of them are just starting right away. But
Yeah, and two, if you're him and it feels like you might have some years left in you, like, Green Bay isn't exactly setting the world on fire.
Yeah, like who wants to play in Green Bay?
if you get hit enough in that cold weather, man, you're gonna feel it for a long time.
Just being in the cold weather. Who wants to even live there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see.
I wish I could gamble on this. I wish I could gamble on what team he's going to, or if he's going to get traded at all.
I'm sure you
Or-
can.
Well,
Can't you, have you
I've
tried
been trying.
DraftKings?
I want to gamble. The one thing I really miss with the whole political thing that went down is I was like, man, if only I could throw some serious dollars down on this election. I really wanted to do that. And by the time I really realized I wanted to do it, all of it was kind of gone. And people were like, oh, you go to this website. Well, they're only going to set that stuff up for the major stuff. Like those prop bets aren't like hanging out there for random elections, which they should be, because that would make those elections much more fun. Like I would pay attention.
Yeah.
You know, $100 on an election, it would be. I probably would be more politically active. You know, could go
Yeah,
out
you get
there
the
and
money
make some
involved,
YouTube
yeah.
videos in favor of those candidates I've bet on. Put them out there, maybe boost them a little bit.
Yeah, so have any of you tried DraftKings?
Yeah,
I haven't tried it lately. I used to do FanDuel a while ago, but I haven't tried DraftKings.
Don't they have a lot of like prop bets and stuff like that?
nah, most of those websites, well, you know, prop bets are like a kind of a category by themselves. So they're, you know, the prop bet is, it's like something that is just a complete guess, right? There's no,
Yeah, like
like,
the
so they're
Star Spangled
doing
Banner
the,
will be.
yeah, and they've all those websites like DraftKings and FanDuel, they're basically saying you're either betting on sports or you're doing a fantasy league which requires skill. You know, you have to like do research to figure out if, you know, and do research on your team, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's how they got away with saying they weren't doing sports betting, is because they were like, this is like a pure skill, which is, it's gambling, but yeah, a good prop bet website would be amazing.
Should start that up, man.
Yeah, I don't, you know, I don't have that kind of, I have that kind of scratch.
That's how we make our money right there.
Mm-hmm. Really, really crappy shoestring website.
Real shady.
Start
I think
taking
Golden
millions of
Nugget
dollars.
Online is getting into that, man. I think they're getting their licenses, and I think they're doing a lot of betting online now.
Who is?
Golden Nugget Online.
Oh yeah. I mean, why not? Shit, everything else is online.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sports betting is about to become massive online.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
I
more
think-
and more states are approving it, especially on the East Coast now. They're starting to move down into the, like, they're trying. So yeah, I think 5 years from now, I think it's going to be big, man.
Well, you know what's a big help to all that, and I don't, in the poker world, Adelson, what's his name? What's the guy that just died? Is the poker mogul Adelson? I think it's Adelson something. But he was a billionaire casino owner, and he owned the Venetian. And in the poker world, you know, there was this attitude: don't play at the Venetian, don't give him any of your business, because he was against, and he lobbied and contributed a ton of money to lobby against online poker, and I think sports betting, because his position was, it's taken away from my casino or something like that. But he's dead now, and his company sold those casinos, and so now poker players are starting to go back to those poker rooms. So maybe with him gone, billions of dollars don't get funneled into anti-gambling.
Nice.
Which, if there's anything that will make this country better, it's online gambling.
It's more online, yeah, more gambling. I say that, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We mentioned this in the chat, y'all, but we were talking about, you know, different subjects, things we might want to discuss or focus on. One thing that I think we would all be excited about is maybe old movies or TV series or something along those lines.
Yeah, we could get nerdy and talk about, you know, our favorite movies, and, you know, why we like them, what we love about them, you know, just to talk, have fun and talk about it and see, you know, see what sticks, see what feels natural. We could do that with music, with movies, pick a movie and we talk about it, or, you know, sports or any current events that happen. Like, you know, we could do, you know, if you want to talk about, you know, how do you feel about Elon Musk hosting Saturday Night Live? You know, stuff like that. Just something that pops up in the news media, kind of pop culturist, what's interesting out there that we want to talk about. We could, you know, also talk about what, you know, dad stuff. We're all dads. We're all middle age. We could talk about just corny dad things too. So it's kind of up in the air what we really want to talk about, and just have fun out there. And you know.
Yeah. And it's all stuff. I think a lot of, and I'm not saying we're doing this to get like views, but
Or not, man. Oh, forget it then. I'm out.
Yeah, I want to be famous. Fuck this. I want
I
to be
told
famous.
I told
Well-
Justin we were doing this, and I said once we and I was very serious, and I was like, say Justin, once we hit 5,000 viewers, you could guest host too, and you could come on in. He looked at me like I was crazy. He's like, what? Anyways,
but it's
Do you know how broken Justin would be if you made it as like a streamer?
yeah,
That would kill him. He would be so devastated. He would just be like, that was my dream. And you just
Yeah, I know.
casually went about your business and did it with these old dudes. A
yeah.
bunch of old dudes did it and I didn't.
I mean, you look at the average gaming age. What was it? We did this on
Dude, it's
Facebook
like
chat where it was
mid-30s.
like mid-30s and they were like a father of two.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not,
I mean, if you grow up with Nintendo, the golden age of gaming, for this NES, I mean, I'm talking about 8-bit, where Ghost and Goblins and the new Castlevania was like amazing, and that's so now we're old. Now we're old geezers now. So I mean, a lot of gamings are older people.
yeah, it's do you guys watch Twitch at all?
I haven't watched Twitch now.
So there's I'm on Twitch just because Rocket League and a lot of the players stream and stuff like that. But the people that like I gravitate towards are definitely like, because Rocket League players are like 16 years old. Like
They're mostly
really
young.
I don't find a whole lot of joy watching a 16-year-old streaming. So the people I tend to like gravitate towards are like the older guys that are like commentators or what do like play-by-play type stuff who are in their 30s and they talk about adult topics.
Here, put this in, babe. I
So
don't know, maybe.
I mean, I think we definitely have a target audience.
Well, we gotta find that. This is their first show. We're just getting our feet wet and see what flows and just act natural and
Yeah.
see it's just about getting dialogue and getting conversation out.
Yeah, and to be honest, like I think it's been a great time, like just
Yeah.
talking about these random things.
Mm-hmm.
You guys look so handsome.
Really, I haven't took a shower and shaved in about a week, but thank you.
Doesn't matter. You look
I
so
know.
handsome. Look at your cool room, Rodney. You have
I
the
know.
best background.
We
He
already
does.
commented on Rodney's man cave, and then I gave him a tour of my man cave.
I didn't give you a tour of my man cave. Look what mine has.
Yeah, Rogers is coming.
Dude, Rogers is
princess
dope.
castle.
Yours is coming together too, though, Raj.
More toys on the floor.
You know what helps, Raj? You yell at the top of your lungs at your kids, and then they'll just start picking stuff up.
There
You
you
guys
go.
should talk about, you know what you should do? One topic for you guys is talk about raising kids as men. So one thing is that Rodney's kids are like older, right? College, they're adults. I mean, with the exception of Mia, but she's so mature and she's got it together. Our kids are like in the middle. We still have elementary, Addie's only in 4th grade, junior high. And then Roger, they're not even in school yet. Like Rodney's are out of school almost. Ours is in school and Rogers hasn't even started school. But just kind of the challenges of raising kids in this modern world and how hard it is to, I don't know,
That'll be the next. We could delve into that in our next blog. I think I got a few ideas and stuff with that.
Yeah, we
That's a good
definitely
one,
talked about that. Sarah also mentioned like we're all dads, so being a parenting subject could be really good, especially like all of us are fathers of daughter or of girls, and in the Me Too generation, how the challenges of that can be difficult. Like Yeah, I mean, it's such a huge topic that
Yeah.
could be talked about. And even like having you, Anna, to come on and talk about it, like, why not? Or having a
Well,
writer, or
I
having
think talking
Sarah.
about like multiracial marriage,
Yeah.
except Rodney. I guess you still are. You're half Filipino, half white, but married to like I don't know,
But
just culture, right?
but
The
even
culture's
being
different.
even being Asian in today's modern times in
South Asian
Florida,
hate.
yeah, like
How does that impact your kids or not? Because do they look Asian? Is it all about looks? Do they not look Asian? Have they thought about it? My kids, like Bella looks Mexican, so that right. So it
it's
just doesn't.
worse.
Well, I know, but it's just interesting how they process things and how they process the world around them, and how
Yeah.
people see you, but you don't see yourself that way, right? Like, 'cause I had to ask Mike the other day. I was like, when you see me, do you think you see someone who's like ethnic? But I don't see my like when I interact, I just think I'm like everyone else. I'm like a girl who, but the way people take me in is different than how I project myself. So I'm like, I need to start using my ethnicity a little bit more, pulling that around because that's the big thing, right? Like if it, people want that cultural perspective, and I don't think I have that to offer, but I do. So I
I
don't, I
mean,
don't know if that makes sense.
no,
'Cause I
that's
don't.
not
You
that's
grow up in
natural.
America, and you don't. I don't feel like I'm. I don't know. It's weird.
You feel American. And
Yeah, I don't feel
even
like I should be any different.
yeah, and even
But people don't
Sarah
see that
said
way.
recently, like she sometimes forgets that she's in a mixed marriage. Like
Right.
she doesn't really see it
Yeah.
as that.
That's how it should
Well,
be,
that's
but that's not
but
how
even your
sometimes
friends
we're
don't
treated.
like when you get to know somebody, you don't like every time you look at a black friend, you're like, oh, there's my black. Like you stop doing that. Like
Yeah.
maybe if a black person approaches you, that's how you see him at first. But when you get to know people, I think most people kind of forget about all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a lot you guys could talk about. Stomach hurts. I went to see the surgeon for my gallbladder.
Oh, you
Oh,
gotta get it removed?
She said, woman surgeon,
I never heard of that.
said, well, no, I only said that because when I texted someone and mentioned it was a she, they texted me back and they were like, a woman surgeon? And I hadn't thought like that was any.
Really?
wow.
So then I was like, yeah, Grey's Anatomy. What about Meredith Grey?
Yeah, Meredith.
Most important female surgeon in 20th century.
Anyway, she said if whenever I'm ready, I can call and they'll have me come in and do it. But I don't think I need to yet.
Yeah, so you guys will be surprised to hear that Anna's strategy is to tough it out, go through a lot of pain, make excuses why it's okay.
That's the
And
Embry
then
way.
maybe 10 years from now, after a decade of suffering, we're going to go get that surgery.
That's the
And
Embry
then we're
way.
going to go, why didn't I do this sooner? It was no big deal. Like I
You're
should
into
have done this sooner.
statistics, Anna? It's just going to get worse.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what, or it could just never bother me again.
Yeah, we do have that 5% chance, Rodney. We're
You're right.
going with it.
I mean, Sarah's mom just got hers removed.
Yeah.
And she's been having trouble with
Exactly.
it
So
for years.
So we're only going to have another 40 years and we'll get that thing right out. 40 more years
Rita
is
got
no
hers
big
out.
deal.
Did she do the laparoscopic?
Yeah. It's actually, I mean, easier said than done, but it's pretty safe. Benign surgery.
And she said my stones are really small, or my gallstones are small, and the incision will just be as big as the biggest gallstone. So they could get bigger, or because they're small, they could go into my bile duct, which would cause more problems.
Oh, so
Yeah.
really no positive outcome in the future.
In and out, Anna. You'll be there in and out. Maybe a day at the most. In and out. So
Yeah, we're just gonna work with it.
It's like a 2-hour procedure. Like
Yeah.
Sarah flew back and took her mom there, and they were home the same day.
So what you're saying is an elderly woman is recovering without any problems, and she can barely walk around as it is, but it's not really a big deal. Okay.
Okay, we'll schedule it at some point. I don't think.
Oh, I'm
imminent.
teasing you. Oh, come here. You're okay. You're okay. Come here.
Okay, well, guys. How's Araya? She's been having it rough, hasn't she?
She's been having, yeah, she's sleeping right now. She went to bed early. Oh, she's doing good.
Yeah.
Having it rough with her gallbladder?
No, she's been having some back pain still. Her, she
Oh,
had a
yeah,
back
that's
flare
right.
up.
Yeah.
So she's just she was talking to her surgeon today for her no, or she was talking to a doctor today, and she's like, "You're only 4'10". I think she's 4'10". He goes, "You should weigh up. Your weight should be about 110." She's like, "What?" Like, yeah. So she's trying to lose a little bit more weight just to get some stress on her joints and her lower back. Maybe that'll help a lot. But she's lost 20 pounds already. So
Dang,
Nice.
that's good.
Nice.
It's so hard to freaking lose weight. I mean, I've lost 13 pounds since February,
yeah.
but it is tough. Like I'm on a plateau. Like I feel like I can't get over this bump of losing more.
Yeah. Anything over 10 pounds is really hard. I mean, you can lose 5 pounds somewhat easy, but 10, it's tough, man. Because you fluctuate 5 pounds a day anyways.
Why is it so hard? It just is insane.
Look how cute I've gotten.
Oh
Did you
my
hear her?
gosh.
She said, "You want to see how cute I've gotten?"
I'm wearing a skirt.
Well, like,
Look
put
at
it
it.
in that.
Stop laughing.
What are you doing? She's so kabiluka.
Don't be rude.
What's
Be
Kabilu?
rude. I'm saying you're so cute.
Round.
I'm gonna sleep over.
Yeah, go hang out with your
Come
friends.
here,
She's got friends here, and she's up here
I'm
modeling.
practicing with pool.
You put my
Okay,
stuff
come
away,
on.
right?
Come down.
Hey, better
Hey, you
work
guys
on
want
those
to see my pool table?
ping pong skills. Yeah.
Here, I'll go take you down to my pool table.
They saw her on Marco. Okay, well, I hope to see you guys soon. Rodney, 45 this month, huh?
Yeah, but who's counting?
I am.
Big
I was
45.
like, Rodney's going to be 5 years to 50.
Yeah, I snuck in and got some life insurance before 45. It goes up.
Is that
So the
the
nurse,
age?
the nurse came down here Monday. She did all the tests and the blood pressure and drew blood and all that and the weight.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We just got some for us too.
I didn't know that. Why 45 though? I wonder.
It's just in increments. Like it goes like after 45 to 50, it's higher, 50 to 55, whatever you use.
Because they're for 20 years. They're like 20-year agreements. So you know, like ours will last. We'll be under 65 by the time our life insurance policies.
Well, I did mine for 30 years. 30 years for 500.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where's the Chinese rocket landing? Do you guys know? Roger, do you know? You know.
He knows. He can't tell anybody.
Do I need to go in my basement? Won't matter, huh?
Yeah, of all the world, it's going to land in Syracuse, Utah, on our house.
We're in the projected path
So is the Western Hemisphere.
still.
It's
in the-
so the last projection I saw, which isn't going to be accurate, was near Australia.
Oh well,
Well,
we better.
That's not going to be accurate. So the opposite side.
No,
that's
well,
us.
so if you think 15 minutes, if differential, like later or sooner, is like the Pacific Ocean close to California. And then 15 minutes behind is Australia. So, I mean, it's like 9 metric tons. It's a huge body.
Yeah. So I was
So is
asking
it
a
going
guy,
to? So if it hits on land, like what kind of a?
What's the radius? That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, what's the
Like, is
blast
it
radius?
10 feet, 30, 100 miles? Like, what is this?
Nuclear winter.
I don't know. And If I did, I don't know if I could even say.
Because I mean, if it's how many tons?
9.
metric.
Okay, so 9 metric tons. And it impacts. I mean, that's going to be significant if it impacts landmass. I mean, even ocean. I mean, that could potentially generate a tsunami if it's close to land.
I mean,
Nah,
No,
no. Big waves, tsunami, no.
if it was close to the coast, yeah. Oh yeah.
Big wave, not a tsunami.
I don't know. It's a lot of mass. 9 metric tons.
18,000 kilos. Big. I wonder how much will burn up. Got to be some portion.
No,
right?
this
That's after
is
the burn.
this is expected after burnup.
Oh, after.
So there could be a catastrophic
So that's big.
mass
It's huge. Yeah.
death
Mm.
this weekend.
Yeah, but that's basically like a semi truck hitting the ocean at what? 15,000 miles per hour?
Something like
No,
that.
not that. Like
But just
1,000
imagine,
miles per hour.
If that hit Syracuse, we're wiped out.
No.
No?
I mean, if it hits any type of landmass, we would know about it. If it's
We wouldn't?
especially, no, we would. If it's
Oh, yeah.
projected to hit landmass, and you're not gonna get accurate readings till literally 12 hours out, 6 hours out, 2 hours out.
And they're probably not gonna tell anyone because they don't want panic. Like,
Well-
what are people gonna do? They're
well,
not gonna
people-
drive away. Where could
People
they go?
already know about it. So
Well, I know, but they don't know where it's gonna hit. But if you were gonna say it's gonna hit Davis County, Utah, then we're gonna drive 3 hours away. I don't know, maybe.
That's a long way away.
so
Right.
bottom line, I wouldn't worry about it right now.
Bottom line, we shouldn't worry about it all because it's not going to hit anywhere near us.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta imagine how much water is on the earth.
I'll bet you $10,000 that we won't even hear it land.
I know it's like 70% water on the earth or more, but
That and like you'd probably be surprised, but there's a lot of reentries that happen.
yeah, but they usually burn up. This is expected to hit.
Stupid Chinese. The virus and now the rocket. Ugh.
Hey, you know, there was a rocket, I don't know when, in the 80s that hit land. Forgot where. That was the last time, I think. I can't remember what it was though, but I was young, obviously. But yeah, I think that was the last time like something like this happened. If this does hit land,
Yeah.
what I heard, I don't know. I didn't really research anything. I just was talking to some people. Well, I guess if we don't hear from Roger and his family, when is it expected? Like within a week, this weekend?
It's supposed to be this weekend.
We don't hear from Roger and Sarah this weekend. We know they've bunkered down somewhere.
That would warn us. Roger would warn us
Yeah.
if he knew.
It's supposed to happen this
Fox
weekend.
is in the
I'm
hen
not
house,
looking-
Roger. That's all you need to say. Fox is in the hen house.
You could just say Peppa to us. We'll know. That's our secret word with the kids. If they call and they just ask about Peppa or they say something like Peppa, then we know just to come get them or, whatever.
All right, that's a good strategy.
It happened once and I was like, Peppa's fine. What are you talking about? And they're like, is Peppa okay? And I'm like, yeah, what? They're like, Peppa. And I'm like, oh.
You forgot?
Way to go, Mom. Way to be the protector.
Come on, Pep.
Hello.
Hi. There
They're
she
on
is.
different phones, so. There's Peppa. Oh, it's over. Oh. Yeah,
You stink, Peppa.
yeah, she's. Oh, Dad, you like my hoodie?
Strange donuts. I dig it.
How's the job, Bella?
Bella. She can't hear because are you taking it off?
Ah,
Oh, there. Yeah, she can hear you now. Right.
How's the job?
First day was Monday. It's okay. It's not like amazingly fun, but it's not awful.
Yeah.
It's not
Like-
amazingly fun.
No, I have to flip hamburgers.
Oh no. Wow.
All don't you know all jobs are amazingly fun?
Wear the hairnet on Facebook, please.
What? What?
Wear the hairnet on Facebook.
Get out of here. Wear the hairnet on Facebook. She doesn't have Facebook. I'll have to post it.
I don't
Yeah,
wear
tell your mom to post it.
She has to wear a hat, not a hair. Thank goodness. The job, which she doesn't have any hours yet because she won't log in to see when she's supposed to work.
I probably have to work tomorrow.
Go check.
I don't know how.
The stuff that's expensive, that's not coming due anytime soon. Rodney and I have to deal with new HVAC, new roofs coming up. Those things are expensive, and actually, sometimes at the end of the year, we may lose money on our like show losses on our tax return because we put so much money into the house. So if you can actually cash flow, keep it.
See, and that's what it because everybody right now is like, oh, I'm selling my house. Like for me, just not even doing that much research is like, why would you sell it? Like they're like you have steady cash flow, like it's gonna be harder and harder to have a house.
They need
10
something in the
years
short
now.
term. I think their investing timeline's different than us. Like us, we could afford to, I could afford to really hold on this house for another 10, 20 years if I wanted to.
Yeah,
A lot of
like
people, they can't really do that though either. They need something, they need to sell it, to pay off something, or they need to, or it's just, they just have a different timeline.
because I mean, if you think about it, like, is it gonna be easier to buy a house in 10 years in Colorado Springs? Hell no. Like, we're already northeast of, Colorado Springs downtown proper, like, and we're in like a prime location of like new development. Like, you guys have seen my neighborhood, like, it's a great neighborhood. Like, is it gonna be easier to build a house or have property in 10 years time with the growth of this city?
Well, think about this too, Raj. Like, let's say you and Sarah, let's say you keep this home, but remember, there is a downside of being a landlord. Like, it's not, it's
yeah.
an extra job. Like, it's a tiny part-time job. Okay.
Yeah.
But let's say you leave, let's say you get stationed in Europe, right? And then you come back in 4 or 5 years and you want to buy a home again. Well, you do have the potential to use your VA benefits, but if the market's close to what it is now, nobody's going to accept your offer because you have a VA loan and you're not going to have much money to put down. So you're competing with somebody who has tens of thousands of dollars to put down.
Yeah.
And so someone's going, well, this person's a better offer
Yeah.
because they can like that'll be your competition. And if you have to, worst case scenario, you have equity that you can use in this house to do things, right?
Yeah, and even when we were buying or putting offers in for houses, like we were like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. We're gonna pay for this. We're gonna, we're asking 5,000 more than what your asking price is, and like people were already at 10, 15,000 more than the asking price. Like it's so competitive already. So
Yeah, this isn't ending anytime soon. I don't know how it ends actually.
yeah,
Like
it's
there's
crazy.
no, and not to mention, like 12 months from now, our economy will be just freaking smoking hot.
So when you
Very highly likely it'll just be smoking hot.
dude, when you said that Americans have more savings now than they ever had, like I don't know how, but our savings has doubled in like the 2 years, like the last 2 years.
Well, remember, like, that those stimulus payments for people who didn't need them,
Yeah, like
free money.
dude,
Um,
it's insane. Like,
Not to mention, you're not going out as much. You're not going on vacations. You're not doing a lot of things that we used to spend our money on. That's why it's happening.
yeah, it's crazy. Like when Sarah told me how much we had in savings, I was like, "Are you? Why did I buy a $700 computer if we have $50,000 like in savings? Like, you serious?" So I don't know. We're in a really good spot financially, and
Then there's no reason to sell it. Like, I mean, if things were flat, like if you were getting 2 or 3% appreciation on your home, sell it. Because, you're being in the military would just be a lot of work. It would take, 10 or 15 years for you to really feel like you've done something. It would be a grind. But now, like if the market slowed down to 2% or flat or whatever, I would sell. I would just be done with it. I'd take my cash and do something else.
yeah,
But it's the exact opposite. It's amazing.
yeah,
It's amazing. And so, I mean, just even in my market, I seriously, this is how lucky Ann and I are. We were within probably 30 to 45 days of not being able to keep our Clearfield home and buy this one. Because if we would have waited and 60 days later, no way they would have accepted my offer. I better have sold that and had some cash. Like I wouldn't have had the ability. Like I'm so damn lucky that I was able to do that because nobody would have taken me seriously. It's like
yeah,
you're showing up to buy this house with very little down with a VA loan. Yeah, it barely worked out. Barely.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, the VA loan definitely because so with Sarah, she has like 30% disability. So that basically we didn't have to put any money down. Because if you have like that using a VA loan, it saved us a bunch of money basically. Like if I were to use it, put it in my name in the VA loan, like we would have had to put like $10,000 down.
yeah, I had to on the house we're in.
Yeah.
I had to bring money to the table.
Cool. Well, it's been fun, gentlemen. I'm gonna
Yep. It's late where you're at.
clock out.
Yeah, it's been good.